Everyone, what's up? Today we talk about the original Friday the 13th, excuse me. Just got this stuff just now, as usual. And I'm sorry I've sounded off lately. My video blocked just now. Kind of sick, but healing. So just first let's talk about the remake. Now it's time for me to talk about the original. This is actually the first time since 2009 when I say go the movie route. Um, I'm actually talking about Friday the 13th, the original piece. And this movie still holds up today. I still love it. I mean, it starts out pretty much with these a flashback when mysterious killer killing these camp counselors. Then after that was over years later, you got a new group of kids gonna reopen the camp, Crystal Lake, and you got these young adults partying, having fun, goofing up, pretty girls, good-looking people, pretty much. You got the crazy guy, Crazy Ralph, which is funny as hell. I remember the scene when he was in the food storage and Leo was about to get something and Crazy Ralph just appeared. I was laughing at my ass off. But it's pretty much these young adults getting killed one by one by a mysterious killer. The kill scenes are good. I actually like the kill scenes for its time. And even to this time, I still like it. You know, um, this is the movie that kind of like I wouldn't say it started the slasher genre because there were movies before this, by the way, called a la Halloween and of course Italian cinema that has like Giallo, which is pretty much a movie. If you think about Friday the 13th, not only was a slasher, it was a Giallo because we really didn't know who the killer was. You know what I'm saying? So we get towards the end. And what basis to be about that is that when we found out who the killer was, and let me just say it was epic. And because you didn't expect it, you was like, who's the killer? Who's the killer? You know, and actually when you start seeing the movie like a second time around, I think we all thought the killer was the guy who went out the town driving his car, you know, to get some supplies. We all thought it was that guy, but then we realized, oh shit, we were wrong. You know, I think all of us like Kevin Bacon death scene the most with the arrow through the chest, I mean through the throat. And I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, oh shit, I can't even get up. I'd be checking underneath my bed. I ain't gonna lie. That was the movie that took me that started it. Like, I need to check under my bed if there's a killer underneath my bed with a spear. Or, I mean, arrow, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like how you would check the ocean and you look at the water, you're scared to go in the water because the shark may come out. What Jaws did for the ocean, I felt like, in my opinion, this is what Friday the 13th original movie did for looking underneath your bed. And I'm not talking about Psycho, or like Psycho did for the shower scenes, but people say they look underneath their bed too for Psycho Killer. You know, but you remember Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock movie, you would want to look at you would have to lock your doors when you take your showers. Pretty much movies like that has an impact, you know. Um, when we get towards the end, I'm gonna spoil it because you know, guys, we all saw this movie like hundreds of times. Of course, the woman appears out of this old lady, and then you find out that this lady is actually Jason's mother. She's killing the last survivor, and the woman, and you get this epic battle between the female survivor and Jason's mother going at it, blow for blow. One of the best, I say, it's one of the best fight scenes when it comes to a survivor versus a killer movie. You know, one of those any battles of a horror movie, one-on-one battle, survivor versus killer, and just definitely be to the top of the list. And then we get the edge, he gets the machete, chop Jason's mother's head off. Then you get the scene where she's on the boat. You thinking this whole shit was over. You know, so well, actually, she, I mean a good thing by the way. I meant mean by a good way. Sorry. She on the she on her, like the raft boat, like you know, playing with the water. You know, so tired. And then you see this big fucking mutated bastard. We're like, what the fuck was that? I mean, I guess I jumped up in the back to like everybody else and watched this movie for the first time. But then I had to pause it because I gotta see what the fuck was that. You know, and of course it was pretty much Jason. She wakes up and realizes it was a dream, but actually it was. She said it was true. She was dragged by the kid. The sheriff turned to the hospital bed. They found no body underneath the water. She said he's still out there. You know. One of the things I like about this movie is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is off the hook. I mean, it really gets you into the movie. And I just mentioned in my last review for another movie, a CGI animation movie called Heartstring Marionette, which the soundtrack was on key, it was perfect, you know. This is like what I'm trying to say. Like when you see these old soundtrack movies, they really know how to balance it out than the newer ones these days. Very rare you see new movies where the soundtrack on its own key and on balance, and it makes you take it into the character, make you take you to the movie, where you decide to actually take you into the movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you probably figure what I'm saying. But all in all, credits were up, and that's it. And that's my review of Friday the 13th Part 1. I know I didn't review it all in detail, but you guys get the picture, you know. But anyway, peace, guys, and see you.